from cover to cover, where do they normally stop?
I don't know. Where do they normally stop?
Either the end or the beginning, one of the two.
No, to tell you the truth, no, it's not there.
Stop.
If they're reading it from cover to cover, and it's for the first time, they usually stop at the book of Job. Job is very hard to understand.
Yeah.
And it's one of the ones that people love the most, isn't it? You hear people talk about Job all the time.
Can be.
But you have the first 2 chapters, is all the trouble. And then the last chapter is everything comes back together. But in between, it's Job and his friends arguing. And you're going from one person to another. The thing of it is, what Job's friends say are true. It's not truth that's always the problem, it's when it's misapplied. They keep accusing him of sinning. All this trouble happened to you because you sinned. But Job didn't sin. Well, he did a couple of things, and we'll look over it. But I thought I'd just pull out some of the quotes from the book of Job. Are y'all ready?
I like that book, Pastor.
What book?
Job, because Alfred Hudson years ago, when I told him about someone told me Christ came from the devil, and Alfred like this, look at the book of Job, because even the devil comes to God too. And I told the preacher that, he said, you made me sick.
You forgot the calendar.
Oh, I sure did, but we'll just forget about it. I need to get the message now. This is important. All right, so we're just going to go very casually through these. And the real message is at the end. And then I threw in a couple from Proverbs also. Because that's really the meaning of what you need tonight. Job 6 through 14. To him who is afflicted, kindness should be shown by his friend, even though they forsake the fear of the Lord, of the Almighty. He who is afflicted, kindness should be, Job was sick, he had boils all over, he took a piece of broken pottery and would scrape his skin it was a very awful sight. And he was in constant ministry, and you could see it. And his friends came by, and they had nice words to say, right?
No.
Not really, no.
No, all they could do was complain about Job. You did something wrong. You slept with some woman you shouldn't have. They said that too. But to him who is afflicted, kindness should be shown by his friends. Have you ever had that? You've been afflicted?
Yeah.
People won't be nice to you?
Right.
Okay, that's what Job went through. Job 9:4. Who has hardened himself against God, it doesn't say God, against him and prospered. Can you harden yourself against God and prosper?
No.
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 How many people think they can? Isn't that the way people act?
A lot of people, yeah.
Yeah, they
Putin
do.
thinks that.
I used to act that way.
Okay,
Putin.
right. But if you're not going to win, that's,
Man.
why pick a fight, No, you're not. Okay, Job 10:12. You have granted me life and favor, and your care has preserved my spirit. That's a good positive one.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. You have granted me life and favor. Do you know the favor of God is one of the most important things you should have?
Yes.
Last Wednesday night, or on Udo, he had a request for favor. And it really is. The favor of God will do so much for you. So much. Job 12:3. But I have understanding as well as you. I am not inferior to you. Indeed, who does not know such things? And then the 13:2 is almost the same. It's almost it puts them both down. What you know, I also know. I am not inferior to you. Have you ever had someone try to make you out inferior?
Absolutely.
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and They're the know-it-alls and you know
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, some of
Yep.
your cults that come door to door, that's what they do. They try to make, you don't know anything, we know everything.
You talking about the Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses?
I did not mention anybody.
Joe,
If the shoe fits, I guess.
Kind of reminds me of,
Yeah. There's a few others with them too. Job 13:15. This is one that's quoted quite a bit. As a matter of fact, there's a song by it. You remember it, Desiree? Though he slay me, yet I'll trust in him. I didn't do it right. Even so, I will defend my own way before him. Though God slay me, I will trust him. Famous words by Job. Because he was viewing that God was the one that was doing everything against him.
So what did he do? I mean,
He didn't. It was the devil that said, if you won't let me do this, I'll get him to turn his back on you.
and Job didn't believe that, did he?
What?
Job
We
didn't believe
Job didn't know the devil
Job
did.
didn't
Job
turn
didn't
his
even
back
know
on
about
God. His wife had told him, he said, curse God and die.
You think of the foolish
He
one.
said, that's the foolish woman. All right.
Is this the New Testament?
It's
Oh,
the Old
that's
Testament.
it.
Yes.
All right, that's why I can't find it.
Right. Job 25, verse 5. That the trumpeting of the wicked is short, the
Triumphing.
joy of the hypocrite is but for a
For a
moment.
moment.
You meant triumphing, not trumpeting.
Oh, triumphant, yes, very good. But the wicked, every now and then, they do all right. It looks like they're doing okay. But the wicked never triumph for very long. It's short, doesn't last long. And the hypocrite, the joy of the hypocrite is for a moment. The hypocrite is someone that is pretended. That's the big thing. They're not being honest. It's not so much that they're doing something wrong, but they're trying to say they're not doing anything wrong. The joy of the hypocrite is short. Because why? People will find out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hypocrite is basically someone who does exactly what they say is wrong.
Was the opposite.
As long as they're not honest about it.
got a leak in there.
Okay. All right. Job 28:20. And to the man he says, behold, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom. And depart from evil is understanding. If you're confused on what you need to do, you might be if you're having trouble knowing what's good and right, it might be because you're hanging around the wrong people. Depart from evil is understanding. Get it. If people are doing a lot of things and you know it's wrong, get away from it.
Right.
All right. Job 31, 1. I have made a covenant with my eyes. Why then should I look upon a young woman? Did you know that's in the Bible? Job said that. I have made a covenant. How do you make a covenant with your eyes? He made a promise to his eyes that he would not look at a young woman.
That's tough.
What?
That's tough.
We would say today pornography, wouldn't we?
I plead the fifth.
What?
I plead the fifth one there.
All right. You need to make a covenant with your eyes that you would not look at a young woman. Verse 29. If I have rejoiced at destruction of him who hated me, or lifted up myself when evil found him. Indeed, I have not allowed my mouth to sin by asking for a curse on his soul. Whenever you have someone that is mistreating you, if you want evil to come to them, God will say, I can't do anything about it as long as you are wanting evil for that person. You don't wish evil, even on those who have done against you. Because if you wish evil on those who have done against you, God says, well, I can't correct them.
Why, Dave?
Yeah,
Pray for
right.
your enemies.
Yes,
Love your enemy.
yes.
Let God
Like
hear.
our saying goes, bless and don't curse.
Okay, yes, that's exactly, because the first part of that verse is, bless them that persecute you.
Right.
All right. Job 42:2. I know that you can do anything, everything, and that no purpose of yours can be withheld from you. You asked, who is this who hides counsel without knowledge? Therefore I have uttered, and I do not what I did not understand. Things too wonderful for me, which I did not know. This is Job coming out of his this is when God confronts Job. By the way, what was the one sin that Job did?
Me?
Oh, hell
He feared.
Oh,
He was
yeah,
afraid.
That's true. We're going to get into that.
So what?
But there was one really big sin that Job did.
Did he argue with God?
Did he curse someone?
He argued with God, didn't he? Or curse the day was born or something?
Okay.
Did he curse someone?
He got to the point that he wanted to die, and he thought that God could never make it good for him again.
Why did you do that?
Because while you go through the trouble he went through,
You would do the same thing.
yeah, you would.
You
Well-
love God even more.
I would too, I know I would.
You said that
That would be good, but it's not the case. I mean, when you're going through difficulty, you start thinking things that God doesn't love me anymore.
no.
Morbid thinking, morbid thinking.
Yeah, morbid thinking. Oh, yeah. I've
Yeah.
heard that before somewhere. But that he got to the point he did not think God could redeem him. But God did redeem him and gave him double.
Uh-huh. Yep.
You know what Bobby's comment always was? She said double the children was a curse. Because the number of children that Job had was doubled at the end. What? I was several. But he had more at the end.
You have more wives?
No kids.
Oh.
He probably had additional wives. All right, now we're into the very heart of what needs to be said. Job 27:4. My lips will not speak wickedness, nor my tongue utter deceit. My lips will not speak wickedness, nor my tongues utter deceit. You know what I'm getting at?
Don't gossip and don't lie.
Here is the big thing, is how many of us say ugly things about ourselves?
All the time.
You know? That's what you have got to stop doing.
Isn't that being humble though?
God don't
What?
like
No,
ugly.
it's not being humble, it's
Not too
No,
funny.
it's- but the thing here is not to be
Bad boy.
cursing yourself. And how many people you know curse themselves? And especially right now, did you know the devil is looking around and waiting for you to curse yourself? Because when you curse yourself, you give the devil an opportunity. The devil is really out there right now trying to get a hold of every single person he can. And he's cursing them. And he wants them to curse so he can get in. Don't be cursing yourself. Of all the things that we need to stop, that's really the main one. You may think there's a lot of other things that's worse, but that really is the one that is really the worst, cursing yourself. And you hear it all the time, don't you? Don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, keep going with the same thought. Job 3:25. And someone already alluded to this. For the thing I greatly feared has come upon me, and what I dread has happened to me. The thing I greatly feared has come upon me. You know what it was?
His sickness?
That his children, something would happen to his children.
Oh, man.
And that's what happened to him. But God doesn't want us to dread. Does God sit up in heaven and say, what evil can I do to David today?
Well, he instigated that with Job, though, didn't he?
You won't do it.
God is in heaven and he thinks good. Jeremiah 29:11. I should have probably put this on there. For Jesus, God, or God the Father said, for I know the things I think toward you, thoughts of good and not of evil, to give you a future and a hope. God doesn't think evil towards us. He thinks good things towards us. Shalor, you said something and I didn't catch it.
Yeah, didn't God instigate the devil, though? Because he said, has thou considered my
What's that?
Didn't God instigate Satan to come after Job?
God told Satan what?
Has thou considered my servant Job?
I don't know what verse you're talking about.
I think I do.
Yeah, he said, has thou considered my servant Job when the devil was going back and forth?
Okay.
Wasn't that
In the book
instigating?
of Job,
Yeah.
the devil goes to heaven or goes to the throne room and he accuses Job. And God gives him permission as the test. Jesus was tempted by the devil, wasn't he?
Right.
But there are times that we all go through temptation, but we need to resist temptation. We need to resist temptation. God He thinks good towards you, not evil. The devil, that's one of the reasons why we don't need to curse. When we curse ourselves, we're telling the devil that we're giving permission to God for the devil to hurt us. That's why you really have got to stop doing that. Don't be cursing yourself. And the one thing that Job did do, he had a fear that something was going to happen. I don't remember what the percentage was, but 90% of what the things you fear about and the things you worry about doesn't happen.
Right. That's true.
Yeah.
Very true. Or isn't happening.
All right,
That's true.
right.
That's very
And
true.
we worry about things that are not happening, and worry is a doorway for those things to happen. So,
Yeah, worry, definitely.
yeah, you need to, if everything's fine, don't be trying to think it isn't. Get away from that. That's stinking thinking. All right. You know that word. All right. Let's see what Proverbs says about these things. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 2. Thou art snared with the words of thy mouth, and thou art taken with the words of thy mouth. Snared by the words of your mouth. I don't like that. I think that's a catchy phrase. I don't like it. But the words of your mouth is causing you probably the majority of your trouble. The majority of your trouble is because you're constantly running yourself down. And I have done that, and we need to stop it, don't we? Yeah. Yes.
Every time I agree. Every time you look in the mirror, you just say 3 good things about it.
Yeah.
Every day.
All right, did you hear what Brenda said?
No, I didn't.
I didn't, not from
Okay.
here.
Oh, I said,
I didn't.
when I was in rehab, you just sit there, they had me saying, you look in the mirror and say 3 good things about yourself every day.
Say three good things about yourself every day.
Or who you are in Christ.
Oh, that would be even better, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That would be better, for sure. Proverbs 23, 6 through 7. Do not eat the bread of a miser, nor to desire his delicacies. For as he thinks in his heart, so is he. He says, eat and drink. He says to you, eat and drink, but his heart is not with you. And then when you eat and drink, he complains about it. He's a miser.
So what's, okay, so are they talking about friendship or relationship? What are they talking about?
What it is, the reason for this verse is, for as he thinks in his heart, so is he. What you think in your heart actually becomes you. And a miser, what does miser mean?
I don't know.
Well, it's a stingy person.
Stingy, greedy.
There's another word for it, but I'm not gonna say that, Pastor.
Greedy
Okay.
person.
Niggard.
I don't know about that. But he's stingy, and he holds back, and he watches every single thing, which is not a bad thing, but it takes it to the nth degree. He just constantly goes beyond reasonable, and he's in this particular thing, he has a lot of delicacy. He says, go ahead, eat whatever you want. But when you eat it, he gets mad at you.
That don't make no sense.
Yeah. Well, no, that is a
Well,
miser.
why is he getting mad at? Oh, because he didn't want to share it.
No,
Oh, okay.
as he thinks in his heart,
Right.
so is he. And forget the miser. As we think in our heart, so are we. So we cultivate our biggest enemy. Right, but no, I'm talking about we create the evil thoughts about us. We're the ones that create it. We dream it up, and we think bad things about ourselves, not expecting God to bless us. And that's the heart of this message is, you need to get your mind, quit running yourself down, quit cursing yourself, and try to develop an attitude of blessing for yourself. I mean, it's good to bless others. That's what our motto is. But you also need to be blessing yourself. I know. I've done it too, but I still got to stop doing it. Yes.
Can I say something on your behalf?
What?
Can I say something on your behalf?
Okay.
Just so
Okay.
Who said it?
Well, say it.
everything David said here is 100% accurate in my position. Here he says, believe, like things I was believing. I was believing I was sick. I was considering suicide. I seriously was considering suicide due to what was led to me to believe that I had some sickness, a sickness I believed I had. I went through,
It was the doctor that told him that.
it was the doctor that led me to believe that I was sick. Because I was thinking I was sick, I did not want to live as a sick person. I wanted to live as a healthy person. If I can't live as a healthy person, why do I want to be alive as someone people would look down on? I wanted to be a healthy person, not a sick person. So I was seriously thinking of suicide. But come to find out, I was thinking suicide for the wrong reason. I wasn't sick. I'm absolutely normal. But here, I I don't know how into detail I should go into, how far into thinking of suicide I got into.
It doesn't matter.
Listen,
But-
you're not the only one.
What you're saying is good.
Yes,
God,
trust me.
I was thinking bad thoughts, bad thoughts, bad thoughts. I'm sick. I don't want to live like this. But all I needed to do was listen to God. I needed,
Because it saves you.
you know,
Trust me.
and it's like, it says, who this is, like, needs counsel with knowledge. It's like everything he says, nailed it. I could go, I'd be reading everything he says. I just want to thank God for giving me this chance
Thank
to
you.
find the truth about my medical condition,
Right.
to know the truth that I'm healthy, to have a reason not only to be alive for myself, but to be alive for
Well, thank you.
Good way to close on that, isn't it?
Very good.
We got lots of things to pray about. Lisa is, I don't know if she's still alive or not. I don't know when they're going to pull the plug or what. Yeah, but they don't have any hope of her recovery. And they have her in an induced coma.